there anything like mental health in this country? They say mental health disease. That's a white men matter. Anyway, today let's take a look at the mental health issue. Is it real? Does it exist? What exactly is mental health? Because in this country, once you are born in Nigeria, everything that causes mental health starts with you from the hospital
From day
before you
one.
get to your house. Some people were even born in the car before they got to the hospital. That will be mental health, be that. Young and hot podcast where we bring you everything that is hot. Today we are taking a look at mental health issues for men, not women. Only women they complain mental health for this country. You're affecting my mental health. Rubbish. So today let's take a look at it. And I'd like to hear what you think about mental health. Do we really have mental health in Nigeria? A country that is filled with all crazy things from the point you were born to the hospital. Imagine you're just coming out from your stomach, you see darkness. That one now never give you mental health from the very moment you were born. It's kind of very funny. But what causes mental health? What exactly is mental health? Do we really feel mental health? For us, living with mental health has become a normal. Don't you think so? As a man in Nigeria, mental health is normal. But is it really something we should worry about? Well, let's take a look at this. We have a good panel here today to discuss that. One and only Barry Cosmos is here for you. And the beautiful electrifying one, the controversial lady, the one and only controversial lady of this podcast is
Yes,
here.
yes. One, buru buru one.
Come on, that title is mine. Why is that?
Oh,
Which one is the again? All right, we've got this one. One of the most controversial human beings ever. An academic scholar, of course, he's doing great things. He's an Aluta continua guy. He's still fighting Aluta everywhere. His microphone partner is not here at the
it's
moment.
part of mental health.
It's part of mental health.
He's still fighting.
All right, today, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about mental health. What exactly is mental health? To your own understanding. We hear the word mental health, mental health, mental health. Before, we used to think it's a white man thing, but right now it's beginning to become a Nigerian thing because in this country, once you are born in Nigeria, that'll be mental health. Nigeria, the name Nigeria is causing people mental health these days. Don't you think so? What do you think about that?
Okay, there was this video of a man shouting in an airport. I think something was going on, and the man started shouting, "Way!" And somebody tapped him and was like, "You're shouting," and the guy continued shouting. We can see there is a mental health issue.
No,
Due to the-
That one not be
that
one
one a Chris person.
that is, Nigeria has stretched your patience
Mm-hmm.
psychologically. Who knows? Maybe what that guy we have issues of flight cancellation, flight delay, and all that. That can also affect somebody's mental health.
What exactly is mental health? That's all I want to know. Because to me, it's just like an alien word. It's not Nigerian. Because if you talk about stress, it's stress, mental health. Because when you talk about stress, I understand
mental
stress.
Mental health is also part of it because it's psychological.
Okay, psychological.
Yeah, psychological.
So mental health is
Stress-
psychological.
stress-
Basically, things that steal your happiness, things that stress your happiness, that makes you depressed. You know, things that make you sleepless. You know, they sleep for night. You don't breathe well. You don't eat well. So those things are under mental health. They're also mental health. So anything that takes away your happiness, that stress the hell out of you, is mental health issue.
for women
Mental
or for
health
men.
issue.
For men, both gender, is it gender based? Why are we stereotyping mental health
Men and
right
women
now?
are not the same now. So what affects us may not be the same. What is my what,
Any,
what,
no, we're
what
talking.
stresses a
No,
man may
his
not be what
question.
Wait.
His question
Before you
is
turn
what
this
is mental
into
health?
gender or feminine, masculine, I don't need that now. Now we're looking at mental health generally.
Okay.
Because right now we are having issues with a lot of people. Is poverty mental health? Is stress mental health? Hunger is it mental health? Well, people can say they can cause mental health, but somebody is hungry, say it's mental health. Somebody is angry, say it's mental health. Somebody get heartbreak, mental health. So, of course, Nigerian gets their hearts need a break. There's no Nigerian heart. All Nigerian gets heart is made of pomo, so it's not.
And
they can
Nigerian
always
men
squeeze.
heart are made of what?
No,
Brickstone.
no, you know, say would be Nigerian man suffer from heartbreak. How?
Na AI.
Nigeria they suffer from heartbreak.
Yeah,
Talk to
we
me.
do. Yeah.
You.
Yeah, we do.
Chineke me.
Do you know if he's experiencing one right now?
Heartbreak matter now. What we're saying is that what exactly is mental health to you? You listening out there? Jokes apart. A lot of people are passing through this issue of mental health. They behave abnormally. You think they are okay, but they are not okay. Is that mental health? Does that constitute mental health? So let me get your comments while we listen to the panelists here. But what I want to know is that if you are passing through all manner of problems, does it constitute mental health? Let me hear from DJ.
Of course, it does. Like I said earlier on, mental health is something that steals your happiness away from you. And you
Mm.
said it's hunger, mental health. Of course, it's like now that I'm hungry now, my head is not heading well. Like my head is not
You're not
calculating well. It's
thinking well.
not corresponding with my
So you're just
thoughts.
busy telling people you're hungry now. Can you imagine?
No,
Wait.
no.
You face camera, tell us that you're hungry. Are you looking for some? I beg, man, I donate money, give her money, she's hungry.
It's part of mental health, you know.
You
You
know,
see,
they
that's
say, women don't turn mental health to scoping.
no, how about no.
I want
to
That's
hear
not what
you.
I'm doing.
Go ahead.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm doing. But another thing is, you know, they say an hungry man is an angry man.
Yeah.
So obviously, hunger affects the mind and it affects your mental vocabulary. You understand? So if you're hungry, of course, it's also mental health and it stresses your head. So we can also put that under mental health
But
illness.
wait, let me ask you just a very simple, direct question. For Nigeria, is that not a normal thing?
It's well, it is. You can say it's a normal thing, but it's because we are always hungry in Nigeria. Does that make it normal? That's why there are so many mad people on the streets. Like this now, I may be mad, you may be mad, he may be mad. You understand? That's
They
what
say a typical Nigerian is mad for 5 minutes.
if it is 5 minutes, our own the last 30 minutes because I feel like I go downstairs now. Nobody
Just to talk to yourself for road.
you're not
Does
even
that constitute mental health?
imagine you and Bossy Mona come dey drag 20 naira. 20 naira. People they fight Bossimo because of 15 naira. Normally you suppose just look and pass. But because your head is not correct, you are mentally disorganized. You will want to fight that Bossimo. And the Bossimo don't mind leaving all the passengers to come down to fight you.
Yeah.
Because of is it normal? That's madness.
Wait, is that mental health or ARA?
If anything affects you mentally,
Yes.
is like psychologically. This is like you say somebody is having a, let me say they cut off your hand. It will affect every part of your body. So when somebody is not okay upstairs, like I saw a joke. It was like a joke, like if you see somebody walking on the road talking to his or herself, that you should not laugh at the person or feel somehow, that it will get to your turn. That is the situation of Nigeria, or maybe.
But that's a true fact.
Yeah. You know that sometimes I've been passing on the road and I've seen somebody talking, maybe a grown-up man talking to himself, and people want to express themselves.
But
And-
normally,
and it-
normally things you know what they induce such things. Igbo.
no,
No, it's not.
Not really.
Wait.
You know, in our culture.
Okay,
we
wait,
don't- we
but
don't go-
we not say you could just see Igbo they do meeting like Pep Guardiola and talk to somebody when they exist.
Yeah, that
You
one
know,
day.
all
That
those
one
kind of
day.
things.
But
So at the
for
end of
most
the
men-
day,
For most men,
okay,
we are, if we become vulnerable,
Mm.
we are judged. Like we try to, you know.
no, before we get to men,
Okay.
I generally let's look about that because I know that a lot of men don't understand they have mental health, and because we see it as something we are living with. You keep quiet, you can speak up, nobody can have anything. How's the best way to solve mental health? We'll look into that. But what I want to ask is that for a young student who is in school, especially this Gen Z generation now, they're the ones that cry, man, they're affecting my mental health. Martina it's now a trendy thing. Should we be talking about mental health just casually like that? Everything constitutes mental health. Because for me, I feel like mental health has been misused, bastardized. I mean, used like a weapon now to either pressure people unnecessarily. Now you can't even punish a student who is maybe misbehaving. Even in secondary school, the little thing that they tell you are affecting my mental health. Are Nigerians using the word mental health correctly, in your own opinion?
Okay, one thing about our country we should understand is that when most of the things that comes down to Nigeria, we usually end up bastardizing, like you say. But that does not stop or maybe deny the fact that Nigerians have or need healthier minds, or are affected by mental stress. Like a student now, a student has to go to lectures, attend lectures, be present in class, and pass exams. And we know that our system is not that really encouraging. is not that enabling. Even our lecturers and even the school environment is not even really welcoming for learning and all that. So that we didn't, okay, let me say our fathers went through those processes and they didn't really complain. That does not stop a Nigerian student or somebody in this time, like you said, a Gen Z, not to complain. An enabling environment is what even make you learn better. Let us look at our classrooms and all that. All these things that maybe we don't recognize them does not mean it's not affecting us. It does not mean it's not affecting us. And you now come and start wondering the mental state of graduates now that are being produced from Nigerian universities and all that. Like she said, you see somebody dragging 15 naira with a Posimo driver. If that person now, for me, that is a cultural, that driver is a thief. Because if your fare is, let me say, 150 and I give you 200 naira, you're supposed to give me my 15 naira change. So for me, that is cultural. That is not really mental health. But what I'm saying is that for a Nigerian student, there are a lot of things in the current Nigerian situation and current Nigerian educational system that is affecting the mental health of Nigerians.
You go to a classroom where we have maybe 300-400 students in a class. No fan, no AC, nothing. So those environment you're saying it constitutes mental health for the students.
Yes.
Okay. If that was an issue, everybody went to school and graduated. They lived well. They're normal. They behave normal. Would you still consider that as a mental health issue?
Can we really say that a good number of Nigerian students that pass through that system are normal? Have we taken a test? Have we checked?
Well, unless you're saying Wale Soyinka is not normal. Unless you're saying Professor Ono is not normal, Chico Obi, they're not normal. Because from time immemorial, that's exactly what has been going on. I remember we were, in my department alone, we were 214 in my department in school. And then we had to have a lecture with like 3 other departments that were more than us in one hall. Maybe in a 500 capacity, you come there, the heat alone will nearly kill you. But at the end of the day, we still did good in exam. So what I'm saying is that this issue of mental health has made a lot of Nigerians very, very docile, and they use that as an excuse not to perform well.
Yeah, some people can use it as an excuse. But for me, it doesn't deny the fact that a lot of Nigerians and a lot of people are mentally stressed. And we see that in our everyday life. We see that you see a mother, like I always use joke because I'm this thing. Some memes you see online, you see maybe the parents leaving, especially the mother, coming back and seeing the house scattered, and she starts shouting.
That was mental health.
That's the
Wait.
And she said, no.
Did you wait?
No, that's
You
not
said
mental
that.
health.
It's not mental health.
You're
That's
not.
not constitute mental health.
Yes, for me.
You don't shout.
Shouting
No.
at your children can cause a lot of things for your children.
No,
Shouting at them
wait.
unnecessarily.
You have
I think you
deviated.
don't-
Wait, no. You are.
Wait. You don't start waiting.
I was actually
Go ahead.
following you. No, I was actually following him
Okay.
till he can't jump enter inside gutter. You as the child don't already cause your mama mental stress.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Wait,
now.
okay. It's a child that causes the mental stress, not the
Yes,
mother.
now, because
But nowadays,
already
if the mother doesn't, it's the child say, "Man, you're disturbing my mental."
give my
health."
account, because first of all the child first don't cause the mama mental health problem.
Okay.
Because normally she's stressed from wherever she's coming back from. And you know, mothers will always give instructions before leaving the house. Make sure you keep the house clean before I get back. And these children will turn the house upside down. So if you were the parent and you come back to say that kind of thing, you will even run mad.
That should not,
Because
that's what I'm saying.
no, you're saying that the mothers, when they shout at their kids, it causes the children mental stress.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
Okay, well, in
it
that
is the children.
situation, it's the children that are causing the mother mental health.
Yes,
Yeah.
because already seeing the house started, you have triggered her.
Wait.
You have lose
You know
one
what I'm saying?
screw.
Thank you. You said triggered.
You have
Because
triggered.
there's something that has been the mental stress is already inside. Because
you-
maybe she went outside, one driver did something, somebody did something at the
So
office, blah blah blah.
wait.
Then the children are triggered.
Let me get something straight.
It even happened in
Let me
marriage.
get something straight.
Mm.
From what you have been saying, you mean if a mother takes punitive actions against her misbehaving children, it's causing the children mental health, and the children's reaction give the mother, trigger the mother's own mental health.
Yeah.
One of the things you want. See, well,
It's a two-way.
Bible says spare the rod and spoil the child. So the Bible is giving people mental health. Is that what you're saying?
We can for our time now. We cannot really take that Bible passage.
No. Okay, wait. What you're trying to tell me now is that we should keep what the Bible says apart.
No,
We should keep what God.
I think
said.
the Bible.
They say the Bible is the word of God,
Yeah.
and you're saying we should keep it aside
No.
because we're going to cause mental health for the children.
No,
Really?
let me explain.
Really?
I think the Bible is what you interpret it to be. Your best interpretation. Now let us
Okay.
say when the Bible says, is it spare the rod
And spoil the child.
Spoil the child.
Now, when you look at that,
What do you
literal
mean? What do you mean?
That's what I want to say. Look at the literal meaning, rod. Today, if you use a rod on your child, the government will even arrest you.
No.
No, rod
What
is a
is
symbol.
rod?
Thank you.
What is
it's a
rod?
symbol. So it doesn't mean it must be a cane. It can be sitting your child down and talking with your child.
Thank you. Let me come in. No, let me come
Wait.
Can I finish?
The
sir?
okay. Go ahead.
Okay, it can mean several things, like you said. When I said a literal rod, some of you, your eyebrow raised to say, okay, hey, you can't use a rod. But if you flog your child now with a rod, that means the government will come again. That is child abuse. So African parents, or let me say Nigerian parents, must draw the line between abuse and correcting a child. There are several ways.
Excuse me.
Okay.
You're not taking away the whole stuff. Anyway, Dichi, before I come, let's hear what you wanted to say.
No, he. I think you were talking about gentle parenting, right? That was what you wanted to say.
Not
That
really.
no, instead of hitting your child,
Yes.
you can
There
just
are
drag
better
the
ways.
child
Yeah, I can
and
see
talk
what
to
you
the
mean.
child,
There are
right?
ways to correct a child.
Do you know
Better
there
ways.
was a meme I saw? The woman said she doesn't know why her son, is always scared of the father than her. When anytime she tells the child, Bobo, take this thing out of here, the boy will say no and leave. Not until she told the child one day, take this thing out of here, the boy said no. Yamaya can't. Immediately the boy ran and dropped that thing. So she tried gentle parenting. Gentle parenting don't work on Nigerian children. Can't do gentle parenting on us.
We can.
Why did you steal the meat? Don't steal the meat.
No.
Wait.
No.
Okay, you are very tough for your child. Wait, excuse me.
Okay.
Let me get something. Whatever you call it, whether it's gentle parenting or the other thing, your child does something, instead of you to give the child punishment, there are different ways of punishment. There are different ways of corrective that gentle parenting. There are certain times your child will do something and then you don't want to slap, you want to caution, you want to teach the child, if you do this, these are the consequences. Yes, that can work. But there are children, the more you say that, the more they look at you like you are nobody. You can do these eyes and talking good talk. You understand? So when do we cross the line?
Yeah.
You understand me? All I know is that even if you want to use a rod, for instance, you don't use hatred and anger
So
to
where
correct
will
a
you draw
child.
the line?
That one is normal. The only thing you can do is you give the child something that will give him small pains on the skin. You know that he has done something wrong. If you flog Koboko for picking body, you're going to say, this thing will deserve Koboko, I won't do it again. That's normal. But if you talk for nothing that kingdom come, he will always do that. My little girl in the house, every time they put candle, she will be doing like this. One day, I said, when I leave her, as the candle burning her, no day way near them again. Right?
Good.
That one a normal thing. So it's corrective. But when we now look at correcting a child and begin to tell me that you are giving the child mental health, is the one I don't want here.
Yeah.
That's the one I don't want here. Because once you say that, it becomes like we are giving children leeway. We are misrepresenting what mental health should be, throwing away the African values for what the white man is trying to preach to us. Because at the end of the day, what this mental health, the way they are applying it in the white man land, that a girl will slap you and they start crying. Yeah, look at what you made me into. You made me react because you're affected by mental headache. You understand? So that's what at the end of the day, my problem with the issue of mental health in Nigeria is what it has been made to be instead of what it is. So how do we distinguish between the real mental health and the induced usage of mental health to cause kasala every corner, everywhere you go? If I look at Dichi now, there's a way you follow Dichi. A normal guy see fine girl, the child at the worry, the guy will say they give her mental health. Sue you.
No.
Is it not happening? They
But-
sue you for tagging, babe.
but
Not
if she-
tagging.
if she feels-
affecting mental health.
Yeah.
No,
You
if
take
she
it to
feels
court,
like
and a judge will go school where they give certificate,
Yeah.
goes down there,
Sir,
put you in
no,
no,
prison.
Mr.
that
Barry,
you're taking the lady
if she
woman there.
feels
Mr.
like you're
Barry,
stressing her, of course you're stressing
community
her.
has space, and she doesn't want it, and she wants you, and you keep on that. It can be called harassment.
The best is to respect
Is that
her and
harassment?
leave.
It's harassment.
Now
It
let's get
is.
something straight.
It's harassment.
Let's get something straight. Yes, you can see it as harassment, but you want to woo a girl. The last time we were here, you said the girl says no, it doesn't mean no, right?
That's when it comes to requests.
When it comes to
Request.
You're already in a relationship.
no,
Yes.
hold on. Let's not deviate.
Okay.
Let's not deviate. If you are wooing somebody, normally the guy will tell you no. You don't give up until you get to the point where you are tired of going. That's the normal thing, right? But now a little bit of it, mental stress. They take you to court. The judge will put you for prison for chiking babe. When I hear just go chike babe.
Is
they throw you for
checking babe
prison.
even right? Why are we making it look as if checking of babe is right?
What's the normal?
If
If you don't chike babe, how you go use get
Now why they call am cutting? If you like babe, go meet him, Papa Till and say, "Oh, I like your daughter. Oh, I want to work things out."
for this Gen Z generation?
Yeah, no, now waiting spoil am. Now waiting spoil
You have
am.
been doing something wrong.
Does not make it right.
Doesn't make it right.
Now let's face reality. What is wrong and what is right in chiking a woman? Because you must ask a woman out. She must agree before both of you will work. Or a woman will come and ask you out. You must agree before both of you can roll. If you can't ask her or she can't ask you, how do you come together? It doesn't work. Now, that simple courtesy of wooing a girl, you go to her office, you send her flowers, you do this, those things that make what relationship used to
No,
be
when
fun.
it start becoming harassment.
As a harassment.
Yeah. See, if a woman doesn't like you, she doesn't
So-
like you.
Yes.
It will show even in her body movements.
Mm-hmm.
It will show in the way she answers you.
Mhm.
Now, for some guys, they want to prove a point.
Okay.
And most often than not, if a guy continues to pester a woman and she agrees, he will deal with her.
True.
Now, well, that's a different ball game. That is people who are conquerors. They just want to conquer.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
a different thing. I don't want to delve into topic that we're still on mental health. My issue is that I use that as an example to try and bring us something that we have turned mental health into a weapon of destruction. First, like let's delve into the man's space. If a man is stressed, it can mess up his brain. He may not function very well. Well, stress has induced mental issues. If he speaks up, nobody listens. There are no space for the man to feel mental health in Nigeria today. Now that's the biggest problem. But the people who receive little or none of those stress are the ones that carry mental health for their head. And that one I want to talk. And the mix, you know why I'm mixing pidgin and English? So that everybody will understand this thing. Big, small, ugly, educated, non-educated. What this whole thing is talking about now, if, for instance, Dichi, as beautiful as she is, goes home. You won't get boyfriend. I wouldn't know when I get a boyfriend. So assume you have a boyfriend in the house. And the boy comes in. Dichi, maybe Dichi doesn't like the guy using the shoes. He walked outside and brings the shoe inside the house. She just snap. Whoa, start shouting. I've told you so many times. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Not
It's stressing me
minding,
mentally.
not minding where this man is coming from. In this case, now, maybe they just sack the guy for work. Or in the think how you go use feet the chief for house. And then he come back, shoe weighing wear, that be the chief problem. It will cost the chief mental health. In that situation, who is stressing who?
Okay, see, women are no witches. In fact, we human beings, we are no witches. You come into the
Well, I
house.
guess a woman will be
Wait.
with the fly afternoon.
Wait now, you won't just assume that, oh, I go no see the saki for work. You have to open your mouth to say, why are you talking to me like this now? I was just sacked.
Yeah.
You know, any woman we go hear that when you go calm down. Really, that's where conversation start. But so men, with their egoistic ego, we choose to keep quiet. We choose to swallow the pride and just walk out instead of explaining to the woman how bad their day was or is. That's why I like women.
But the question is,
We
do the
the
woman
only-
even want to listen?
Yeah.
Yes, no. When it comes to
Won't
losing of
won't
job, she will.
judging? Won't
Unless
judging?
no, there's nothing like
Let-
no.
let- can I
Wait,
come
there's
in?
nothing like
Okay.
judge. No woman will judge you. That's why I said a woman no be witch. You know who you keep for house before you keep her for house. You understand me? So the problem of men is that they don't like talking. They have pride. It's not like there's no space for men to actually speak out. There are so many spaces. Your papa did, your father will listen to you. Your mother did, your mother will listen to you. You have siblings that will always listen to you. You have your girlfriend that will always listen to you. But the pride of if I talk now, waiting people go talk, they'll come see me as gay. Now it be the problem of men.
No.
No, yeah, wait now. But women, we don't mind. We don't have pride when it comes to speaking out. When something is bothering us, we hate. Person feel dey pass, brother, please come. I'm having issues. They talk anywhere, anytime. They know they withhold information, especially when something is bothering them. So it is high time men swallow their pride. Nothing will worry their esophagus. They should swallow it and speak out. There's somebody that will always listen to you.
I agree. I agree that men should speak out because maybe their women are not witches, like you said, or prophetess to see what is really going with them. But one thing about men you need to understand is that it's not the fear of speaking out, it's the fear of after speaking out, what will be the result?
Like a solution.
Yes.
Now wait.
Most women
It's just
that
solution.
just not
You asked
Go
a
on.
Not
question.
really solution. Can I finish? Not really solution. I would say men are afraid of being judged. Even you say talk to your father, talk to your mother, talk to these people. The next thing most of them will do to you is to start judging you. And most men don't want to be judged harshly.
That's a lie.
Most men don't want to be judged with bias of most women. Now, let me tell you, if a man loses his job, let's say in the first 1 month, the wife may be taking care of the things in the house. Next 2 months, and we know how the situation of the country is. It's not easy to get another job. And before you know that, the woman will start, giving him trouble at home. Why? Because he's no longer providing. He's no longer meeting the needs of the family.
Okay.
But
okay.
that's not what we are talking about here.
Let me
Men look
come
at
in
this
here.
is from what will come out
Let me
of
come
me
in.
talking.
See, I just want to ask, Titi, you were saying speak up, meet this person,
Yes,
talk, do
yes.
all those things. Then at the end of the day, have you ever thought for one day what your reaction will be to the talking by the man? Do you know that a lot of men don't talk because they are trying to spare you that stress they are passing through?
Yeah.
Why? Who asked them to?
Who asked them?
Yes, nobody
Because
asked you to.
generally, if they tell you, the way you even think about it will become a bigger problem for them
For
to
you.
deal with.
Yeah.
So now the problem, what you're trying to say is that the problem is pride at the end of the
It's
day.
not a
It's not
pride
pride.
thing. It's not a pride
Because
thing.
you
It has not to do with the pride. For instance, if I have stress in my office, like I go out to work and there's something that is bothering me, and I know that if I come back and I tell my wife that this is what is bothering me, she will even get more bothered than me.
Yeah.
Then I will now have a bigger problem
Problem.
trying to find a way to suit her.
So that
Now,
means
in order not to even put her in to
that
start
situation.
passing through that thing, a man will prefer to swallow
Carry it
it
alone.
and they carry the whole thing and find solution.
So that
Because
means
men will solve the problem before they tell you that
wait
this
now,
is what
Mr.
happened.
Barry. So
Yeah.
that means the problem is not that there's no safe space. The problem is you people don't just want
No.
to make that space a safe space for
No,
you.
no. How do you make a space safe when you talk and the woman creates a bigger problem than the one you're facing?
Now,
How does
is that
she?
safe?
No,
No,
let me
wait,
come from
wait,
that. Can
no,
I
wait.
explain
No,
what he
you know,
means?
I wanted
Can
to say
Yeah,
something
let me
before.
explain, let me explain what he means.
Okay.
Now, when he tells you his problem, the wife will make a bigger issue out of it. Now,
As
the
how?
man knows that it will affect the atmosphere of the home. His children may not receive care. Now she will be wondering, how will take pay next time school fees? This. She will start permutating, she will start getting worried. And he said that in an African home, if the mother is not happy, the whole
The
house
whole
is not
fam.
happy.
Okay, so at least did you even try talking to her before assuming all these plenty things?
No. This is not an assumption.
Because now that's the
It's not an
problem.
assumption.
Okay, let me make an
these are
example.
facts. These are
Let me
facts.
make an example of something.
Okay.
Sometime 3 weeks ago, I was having 1 or 2 issues. My younger sister was sick. I didn't even have money to even take care of her. And then there's some expenses that has already piled up in the hospital. And I didn't have that money and I didn't want to call home. I was so down. I needed to talk to somebody. I had to go and look for one of my ex number. I called him. I didn't want anything from him. I just wanted to pour out my heart. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to lift up that burden in my heart. Let it just go. I didn't want anything from him in return. I didn't even want him to reply, to say, oh, sorry, all those. I don't want. I just want to say something. That talk where you talk, it go come out like 1% stress from your heart.
Yeah.
You understand? The most important is that weight has been lifted. Then you now look for a solution. So your wife may not necessarily be your safe space, but it has to be somebody, either from your family or one of your friends, that you have to make a safe space for you to talk. You
Okay,
understand?
Wait. When that happened, you have girls that are friends, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have my female friends.
Why did you talk to any of them?
Because
You
they're
talked
not
to a
my
man.
safe space.
I
Okay.
understand
Now
what
I
she
get
means.
what I wanted her to see that they're not your safe space, right?
Yes.
Now, a lot of men have so many people they talk, they console you, they speak up, you get a lift a little bit, your heart lifts, but the problem isn't lifted.
Mm.
Now, one thing you need to understand is that men don't look for temporary relief.
Yeah.
They look for solve the
Solution.
problem.
But you know,
Now-
Mr. Barry, we are talking about mental health.
Now the issue
We're not talking
is
about financial
mental-
we're not
men-
talking about
mental-
problem.
No, it's
No,
not.
when they
We're talking
solve
about
the
mental
issue,
health.
when
because
they solve the issue,
the
that
only
mental
way
stress
the
goes.
only way
There is always issue can never finish in this world. You will always have issues.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying fully. When you talk to people, sometimes they say problem shared is
Have
half
solved.
solved, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
You can share problem. You don't share a problem that you're trying to get half solution and create like triple of the problem you're trying to solve.
Yeah.
Because that is where you're supposed to have your safe space, your home. You understand?
Mm.
A man's home is his safe space.
Should be.
Whether it is not a matter of should be, because one, your wife is your friend, your best friend who understands you more than any other person. You know, two, your best friend who is a man who share burden with you is also another safe space. But there are also some people when you have an issue and you share with them, everything goes well. Tomorrow it becomes a problem for you, and no man wants that. Especially when it has to deal with women. A woman telling problems, say, my husband did this, or how go you solve it? They help you solve a problem. God forbid, we don't can't get problem. 3 months after. That's when you realize that space you think is safe. There's nothing safe about it.
Yeah. Like,
It's even
Then you have to select.
Like
See,
somebody-
You have to bring no.
No,
At,
Mr.
at,
Barry,
at every point in time.
normally we are
There are-
supposed to
there
have
are
a therapist in
professionals. There are
Nigeria.
professionals.
Yes, therapists.
And, counselors.
There are
But we don't
professionals.
have.
Yeah.
But there we have
It's
we
a
have
systemic-
therapists.
It's not it's
But
not
it's-
in vogue. It's not something
Now,
people use.
That
Exactly.
brings me to what I wanted to actually ask. Professionals, where can you get help in this country where there is both the man that's supposed to give you help is even passing through mental stress worse than your own? Because in this country where nothing works, no light, no food, accommodation wahala. That man where they go meet didn't get accommodation wahala. But at the end of the day, is it safe to pour out your heart to the professionals, and then what can they do for you without giving you money to solve the problem you're dealing with?
A professional supposed to be a professional.
Okay?
Mm.
If you're certified to listen to people's problem and help them to work out a solution. A therapist is not a magician.
Okay?
A therapist does not really know you. It's when you talk and they guide you, they help to guide you to get a solution.
Mm.
So even though the therapist is going through hell, as far as you've paid for that service, it's supposed to dispense that service to you and ensure that he or she helps you to solve that issue.
So this mental health issue now, we should have therapists.
Yes, we
Do
should.
we have them?
Counselor, we do.
We
We
do,
have
but-
cadets, counselors in secondary schools and primary schools.
But-
Are they therapists?
Yeah.
Are they trained?
But
Majority of them.
Majority of them are.
Yeah, because they study psychology in school now.
So when you have psychological knowledge, can you be a therapist just by
I
that?
think they're
You-
certified.
they're
They
certified,
pass through
yes.
school,
You
they
still
pass through-
exactly.
Also, we also have the
Are there
pastors. We have
medications to
pastors.
take during mental health?
When
Or
it gets to depression, when
Rest.
it is
I think rest.
no, some of these people that are suffering mental
Depression.
issue, when it gets to depression, they have
Mm.
medications
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
Yeah, of
elevate
course, we
your
know that they have
mood.
depression
But I
medicine.
think we should, if you're having a breakdown or you feel stressed or you're having a mental, I think you just need to get into a safe space, like you said, and rest. Maybe sleep or something. Or maybe you listen to music. What works out for you? You need to find something that helps you to calm down, something that helps you to, ease off.
Let me just share a little story about me, for instance.
Mm,
When I have a lot of difficult situations, I just watch videos, my phone, read whatever I need to read, and all that. But guess what? It costs me in my house. My wife looks at me and look at her and say, "You are there watching TikTok. Whether you're on YouTube, you're on reading news, that TikTok be on." She now tells you are there watching TikTok. All you do is watching TikTok. As at that point, that's okay. That's initially it gets me pissed because she doesn't know what I'm trying to solve. But at the end of the day, I learned to do what? Ignore,
shut up.
because as at that time when I'm watching something will just flip me. Or a video I'm watching may just give me a kind of idea I need to do something. I will wake up and go solve that problem. A lot of men deal with it separately. Now, the issue is that if I tell my wife I have money, it's a problem. If I tell her I don't have money, it's a problem. You know why? Because when there's money, there's always numerous things to spend it on.
Yeah.
You understand? When there is no money, it's the fear of what?
Yeah.
As at that time, mosquito pass, she's scared.
Yeah.
My pikin fall for ground, she's scared. They look house, maybe rice not remain half pint, she's scared.
Mm.
From that fear, you see it all over,
The house.
hovering on the house. I know how normally she is because I've been here, I understood what she is. Now, a lot of men go through all that. You understand? So, what they do is to keep it to themselves, try to find solution without getting now to that point. And then they say you don't want to speak up. That's what men do. But is it healthy?
You
So we need to find where
Yeah, I
to
think
release that health.
for men, we should encourage men coming together, like a group or something. Not only drinking or playing football. Men should sit on a table and talk. Like she said, when you talk, you kind of solve the problem, at a point.
Mm.
Let men follow men and let them just talk. And you find out that when you share your situations, you can also find solutions.
You share your situation, you find solutions. Mental health is real.
Yeah.
Forget what we've been saying, forget what I'm saying. All we're just trying to look at the various aspects of mental health. It's real, it's affecting a lot of people. Some people behave and they don't know why they do that. After they will say, I don't even believe in I mean do this
Do
kind
this,
of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And then, so why would somebody do that and then not even know that you did this?
It's not
Some
intentional.
people just become simps for nothing, keep doing any and anyhow. At the end of the day, when you realize, I mean, do this thing, that's a typical example of what mental health can do to you. So find solutions, speak up, find your safe space, like she has said, find a companion that it may not be your friend, it may be anybody, an elder, somebody that you think knows more than you do. You understand? I've had cause to call people when I need solution for things. And sometimes they just tell you a very simple thing that you are not even thinking about and it solves your problem. So mental health week, let's have this conversation going. So what do you think is mental health? Nigerians have used mental health as a weapon. Nigerians have also used mental health to cure a lot of things. Nigerians also swallow. But one thing about Nigeria, we need to carry last. Mental health no fit kill us. Don't think about it that way. Look for solution. That is all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sticking with us. And of
Yeah.
course, let's hear your own comments on this. When you watch this video, try share it out so that a lot of people let the conversation continue to go. Mental health is real and it's affecting everybody. The next time you see somebody talking on the street, mental health.
Check out.